History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crews here telling her.
For the first time, they had 11. See the sum of your pay.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from spring to College Station following his
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 4.
Now at 4, a teacher arrested. Well, we've learned about the now former New Caney ISD teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student.
And why the long wait? Long lines and hours of waiting at some polling stations on Super Tuesday, what both parties now are saying.
But first, breaking developments in the coronavirus crisis. The virus has claimed an 11th life in the U.S. California reported its first coronavirus death, while the death toll in Washington state grew to 10. This as the House of Representatives has passed a bill that provides more than $8 billion to fight the coronavirus outbreak. The proposal includes more than $3 billion for research and development of vaccines, more than $2 million for prevention and preparedness efforts, and nearly $1 billion for medical supplies. The Senate is expected to vote on the bill Thursday.
News about the deal to fight coronavirus had an impact on Wall Street. The Dow Jones closed up more than 1,100 points on hopes of more funds to fight the outbreak of coronavirus. We will have more on what's being done about the virus coming up at 4:30.
Our other top story is now a former New Caney ISD teacher ending up behind bars.
She's accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. Channel 2's Brittany Jeffers is live outside Porter High School where the teacher worked. Brittany.
Yeah, that's right. According to the district, that teacher worked right here at Porter High School as a health sciences teacher. Now, she was arrested yesterday, but when I called her today, she told me that she didn't have any comment on those allegations. A staff picture removed from the New Caney ISD website. On Tuesday, that former employee at Porter High School, Rhiannon Petty, was booked into the Montgomery County Jail accused of improper relations with a student. According to New Caney ISD, Petty was a health sciences teacher at Porter High School and had been with the district for 4 years. A spokesperson says that Petty was placed on administrative leave pending investigations after the district received a report alleging an inappropriate relationship with a student. Petty then resigned. The statement goes on to say, quote, student safety is a top priority for New Caney ISD, and the district will always take immediate and appropriate action to protect the safety of students and staff. The district is fully cooperating with the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office and cannot comment further as this is an active investigation. Petty was arrested and booked on March 3rd, and when I called her today, she declined to comment. Now, Channel 2 has requested the arrest and charging documents from Montgomery County. And of course, we will keep you updated as we learn more about those allegations, both on air and online. Live here in Porter, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Brittany, thank you. Now to our weather on a day that brought storms to parts of our area.
Yes, but are we in the clear? That's the big question, especially for people heading out for the rodeo tonight. Let's talk to Frank about our weather now.
Depends on what you mean by clear. Clearly, it's still cloudy, right?
As long as it's not raining.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot, but I'm going to show you the possibility for some later tonight. Right now, it's pretty quiet. Triangle Energy camera. Notice how cool it is. 58 in Cleveland. That's some rain-cooled air, but 65 in Sugar Land, 63 in Houston, 72 still in Lake Jackson. But this cooler air with this north wind is going to continue to filter in as we go through the evening and the overnight. There's our line of showers. It's now off toward Lake Livingston, down to Anahuac as it moved through. It moved through quickly, 25 to 30 miles per hour. And so once it got to your neighborhood, it lasted about 15 minutes, and that was it. The stronger storms were to the north, so you see these green areas up around Willis and Lake Conroe. That's as much as an inch of rain. In Harris County, if you had more than a half an inch, you were one of the few, because it just did not rain a lot around the Houston area. This is what I'm talking about. There's that light area of rain that's going to continue to push across, but you'll notice what happens, and I'll explain this coming up. Not much left to it as it moves into the Houston area, so I certainly would not let it stop you from the rodeo. After all, Willie's in the house tonight. 65 at 6, 63 at 8, and 60 at 10. So take your duster with you if you're prone to cool weather. It's going to be a little chilly. Late evening could see a brief shower. We'll look at that, and then clearing skies and when they get here. Lauren?
Frank, thank you. You can track the rain and temperatures wherever you go by downloading Frank's free weather forecast app. Just search KPRC in your app store.
Now to our Decision 2020 coverage, where many are still talking about lines like the one we saw at the polling location at TSU on Super Tuesday.
Hundreds having to wait several hours before getting to vote, and many asking why this is happening in 2020. Our Bill Barajas heard from the county clerk and both Republicans and Democrats about the issue. He's live now at TSU with more. Bill?
Well, obviously a different story out here today. No long lines. And the big question on many people's minds is why there's such a problem with the voting process in 2020. Both parties got in on the blame game. The issues around the city, long lines, the changing of polling locations, and the breakdown of voting machines.
The issues that we saw were because Republicans have been in power and really required us to agree on these issues, and we haven't updated our machines because the previous Republican administration didn't ever feel the need to fund it.
Voters at TSU were just some of the voters stuck with long waits. Some say they waited up to 6 hours. Initially, the university had 10 voting machines, but eventually deployed another 14 to help with voter turnout. Republicans call the problems voting system failures.
We don't think joint primaries is a good idea, and you could avoid, it's not the only solution to the line problem. Because you create long lines. Again, we'd have a handful of Republicans in a long Democrat line.
Harris County Clerk Diane Trotman says she administered the election, but by law, the parties were responsible for choosing polling locations and the amount of machines used.
We offered them our solution to the best solution for voters, which would be a joint primary. And that would mean just one line with both parties voting in that one line. The Harris County Democratic Party agreed, but the Harris County Republican Party did not.
Troutman did admit that some of the voting machines are outdated, and the historic voter turnout was hard to predict.
Example, TSU. If you look at their early voting numbers, the average turnout was probably 50 people a day during early voting.
And coming up at 5, we'll tell you why officials say the November general elections will be different and why there was less polling locations in majority Hispanic and African-American communities. Live from TSU, Bill Barajas, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Bill, thank you. The primary may be over. We're still keeping a close eye on the heated race for Texas Congressional District 22, which covers most of Fort Bend County. Fort Bend County Sheriff Troy Nails and conservative activist Kathleen Wall are headed for a May 26th runoff election to determine who will win the Republican Party ticket for the November race. The eventual winner of that race will face off against former Foreign Service Officer Shree Preston Kulkarni. In the race for the White House, former Vice President Joe Biden took home a major win here in the Lone Star State. He was declared the winner with 34% of the vote, closely followed by Senator Bernie Sanders, who earned 30%. The race for the Democratic presidential nominee is far from over. Coming up at 4:30, where that race now stands and how candidates are preparing for the next race in Mississippi and Missouri.
More images today of the devastation left by a string of tornadoes in Tennessee. The storms took the lives of at least 24 people there. One of the hardest hit areas was Putnam County, which is about 80 miles east of Nashville. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon is live there now with the cleanup efforts for those left behind. Roseanne?
Yes, we are surrounded by debris. Many homes are gone, whole neighborhoods flattened. But what you can't miss here are the sounds of work being done and many people who have come to help in every way they can. The sounds of recovery echo across Middle Tennessee right now.
We're here to support, the people that got completely devastated. We're here to help.
An army of volunteers gathering in areas that look like war zones. Entire neighborhoods gone. What little that's left of homes and businesses ripped apart by the storms, scattered for miles. For many who almost lost everything, it's hard to know how or what to do next.
I've cried a little bit. I'm numb. I'm shocked. I just don't have enough words.
Still, as they begin what is sure to be a long struggle to recover, most here understand they're the fortunate ones.
So many people not only lost their homes, they lost their life. And, this stuff can be replaced. We can't.
At least 24 people died in the storms, and search and recovery teams are still working through the debris. More than a dozen in the strike zone are still missing, while survivors search for a way to come back.
We are an incredible community, and we're going to work together to rebuild and be even better than we were before.
Before their lives and communities were torn apart. And now the recovery effort here, we're told, will be a long one, but the volunteer state here is certainly living up to its name. Reporting live from Putnam County, Tennessee, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
The devastation indeed there, Roseanne. Thank you so much. Well, first on to a man walks away with a minor wound after being shot in southwest Houston. The violent attack happened at the Shell on South Gessner and Imogene. The victim, Eduardo Flores, was pumping gas when a man put a gun in his face and told him he was going to kill him. Flores tried to wrestle the gun away, then took off running. That's when he was shot in the shin.
He didn't ask for my truck keys. He didn't ask for money. He just said he was going to kill me.
The suspects took off in a white car and are still on the run this afternoon. Flores is expected to be okay. He told us he went to work after that terrifying ordeal.
A pilot program to get Pearland residents to ride the bus instead of driving will be coming to an end this April. City officials say there just wasn't enough ridership to keep the program running. The Park and Ride service was intended to take Pearland residents in and out of the medical center and downtown Houston. The Park and Ride program launched last July. The final day for the program is April 3rd. One of America's most popular game show hosts talks about his fight against cancer.
Coming up, what Alex Trebek said about his condition 1 year after being diagnosed.
And the illness that led to 3 schools in the same school district closing today.
But first, on this cloudy afternoon, we want to give you a look at some of your traffic times. Right now, if you're headed up to Cypress on 290, it's only going to take you 18 minutes from downtown Houston down to Pearland on 288, almost 20 minutes. And if you're going to Sugar Land on the Southwest Freeway, it's going to be about half an hour from downtown Houston. And remember, we want you to check out our new traffic page at click2houston.com. It's called What's Driving Houston. It includes maps to help you plan your commute. You can also sign up for our weekly newsletter to learn about any weekend construction in your area. You can visit our page by going to click2houston.com/traffic.
You're watching Channel 2, Houston's home for news.
3 schools in Indiana have been forced to shut down due to the flu and other illnesses. Classes were canceled after more than 100 students and staff reported being sick.
Cleaning and disinfecting efforts began today to try and clean the school and common services that students have contact with there. Although the schools are closed, students can continue learning at home by using a new e-learning program adopted by the school system just this last year.
Flu, coronavirus, just, even colds, you just have to make sure you wash those hands and keep them clean.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, so we use computer models to forecast, right? All right, so there's 3 that we have in-house. And last night at 9 o'clock, I took snapshots of the 3 different forecasts for this morning and compared them to kind of see which one might be better.
And was there a clear winner?
Well, you know what? You're going to have to read about that. That's my blog today.
It's in the blog.
Click2houston.com/weather. That's the weather. 3 models. Which is best?
Okay.
kind of interesting. The models are just coming up, I mean, better and better and better. There's just, they just won't stop. So that's the good news there. It continues to see much improvement. And I mean, in my lifetime, maybe not, but eventually we'll be able to tell you exactly what it's going to be. Okay, this is Baytown. Look at the fog that was coming on in, our Click 2 pin there, and then the fog replaced by some rain, now replaced by the clouds, 65, and a strong northeast wind. That's going to continue to drive that temperature down right on into the mid-50s once we get to the overnight hours. You can see there's Galveston, gray skies, some strong winds. Look at the flags there at Pleasure Pier. North-northwest wind at 23 miles an hour. So lots of 60s already, still 72 in Angleton, but it's cooling down, and it's going to continue to do that. We've had a 24-hour temperature change from this time yesterday of 16, 19, 17 degrees. That's how much it has dropped. So this has been quite the cool down with this front behind it. And you can see the north winds. In fact, if you look at that circulation, that's where we have this low, and that's where we're getting this 22, 21, 12, 10-mile-an-hour wind. Look at the gusts, 29, 32, 31, 28. So it's breezy out there. If you're headed to the rodeo and the carnival, keep that in mind, because the winds are going to continue to be just like they are, at least at double digits, all the way through tomorrow morning. So at 7 a.m., I still have 13, 14, 12, 13-mile-an-hour winds. So it's going to be breezy right on through. Now, I'm watching this system, and that's the big low. The low that I've been looking at, that's continuing to move on out of here. So that's going to move on into Louisiana. But this bigger low is going to move our way. But look what it's going to hit, this very dry slot of air. So once this starts to move our way, watch what happens to it, because there's the dry air right through there. So watch what happens. I'm going to put this in motion, and it just begins to really wither on the vine. Won't all go away. There could be a quick little spritz of a sprinkle. That's about it. That's 10 o'clock tonight. And then that continues to fade on out of here. So once we get to tomorrow morning, we're just to clouds. And once we get to tomorrow afternoon, if not sooner, we get into some sunshine and temperatures rebound nicely. But they're going to go down through the 60s to overnight numbers right there about 54, 55 degrees. So a breezy, cool morning for sure. So dress everyone appropriately. Now, they may leave their jackets at school, because it's going to be a high of 72 with sunshine, but it's going to start out on the chilly side. Here's the bigger picture. That's out of here. Thursday looks good. Friday looks nice too, and so does the weekend, but this dry front comes through on Friday. So Saturday actually is a little cooler than Friday, despite the fact that we're going to have sunshine both days. This low moves across West Texas, brings us our next chance of rain as we get into Monday, so we'll watch for that. Power planner for this evening. You know, you might keep an umbrella handy just to be on the safe side, but I'm only at 10% for 9, 10, 11 o'clock for a little quick shower. Temperatures continue to slide right down through the 50s. It's going to be humid out there and breezy, as you saw. So tomorrow, 55 to start, 72. On Friday, 52 and 72. And there's that dry front. So on Saturday, just a little cooler by about 4 degrees. And then we warm up Sunday. Sabercats, Roughnecks are playing. Rockets tonight. Sunday, we spring forward an hour, so sunset will be at 7:25, and then there's some slight chances of rain, 20% Monday through Thursday, with another front coming through, 40% chance of rain next Friday. So all in all, we're off and running for a pretty nice weekend. We've just got a little tail end to get through, and today wasn't so bad. For
Not at all. It was still pleasant feeling out there.
We'll enjoy it.
Tonight we'll be looking for those spritzes of sprinkles.
Yes, well, we're going to be on the road again.
That's right, with Willie Nelson at the radio. Coming up, another layer to the fight against breast cancer, the financial issues that many patients are facing.
And what could increase a mother's chance of getting postpartum depression?
Making health headlines this afternoon, a new study is shedding light on the financial hardships that young women with breast cancer are facing.
CDC researchers polled over 800 breast cancer patients who were between the ages of 18 and 39. Almost half reported experiencing money problems due to their cancer care. Over 80% used personal funds to pay for the out-of-pocket costs. Almost a quarter left some of the bills unpaid. Women who were diagnosed at a more advanced stage and those without a college degree were more likely to experience financial hardships.
Researchers in China say antibiotic use during infancy may lead to weight problems later on in life. They analyzed nearly 24 studies involving over 1 million people. They found babies who took antibiotics had a higher risk of becoming overweight or obese during childhood.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is shedding new light on postpartum depression.
According to a new study, some women may be more likely to experience the illness, especially who have had general anesthesia. It is commonly used during C-sections. Researchers say those who had general anesthesia were 54% more likely to experience postpartum depression compared to those who had regional anesthesia like spinal blocks or epidurals. The authors caution that their findings don't necessarily mean that general anesthesia causes postpartum depression, and more research is being done.
A consumer alert coming up, the safety issue leading to a recall of more than 1 million Toyota vehicles.
And Ford's latest efforts to go green. Well, we're learning about their new cargo van.
Yes, for less.
A consumer alert for those who shop at IKEA.
The company is recalling more than 800,000 dressers that can tip over and seriously injure or even kill small children. The recall involves the Cullen 3-drawer chest. IKEA says you should immediately stop using it if it's not properly anchored to the wall. IKEA will accept in-store furniture returns or arrange for free pickup of the chest or a full refund.
In the meantime, Toyota is expanding a major recall. The automaker has added another 1.2 million vehicles to the list of vehicles that could have fuel pump failures, which cause engines to stall. The vehicles include trucks, SUVs, minivans, and cars across the Toyota and Lexus model lineups. The company says owners of vehicles will be notified about when to make a service appointment. Dealers will replace the fuel pump with an improved one.
If you're in the market for a green vehicle, you may want to wait until next year.
Ford is going to start selling an all-electric version of its Transit cargo van in 2021. The vehicle is Ford's best-selling cargo van. The electric version will come in a variety of body styles, including 3 different lengths and roof heights. Company executives say having electric vehicles in its lineup is a priority.
A dangerous rescue is caught on a trooper's body camera.
And coming up, the efforts to save the life of a man in a burning tractor trailer.
And the reason you'll have to wait a little longer to see the new James Bond movie in theaters.